Well, hi again and welcome to Coffee with Craig. I'm your host, Craig Hamilton Parker. I'm a psychic medium. Now, usually on this show, we talk about the future, make predictions about the future and discuss things and so forth. But today's an unusual episode because I'm going to be showing you the full uncut editions of Mystic Journey to India. It's 3 episodes it's been divided into, but I've put them all onto one show reel here today that you can watch and follow my journeys through India, where I go to explore the ancient Nadi oracles. Briefly, and it'll be shown in the show, these are oracles that tell you about your future, told me incredible things about my future. Many of you have now access these leaves through this channel, and it's telling us and revealing things at the moment about major things that are happening in the world. Its prophecies are just beginning to come to pass. Now in the show I go off to India in my special hat from India. This one, I've still got it. I still feel it's very powerful, this hat. This is my thinking hat, as it were, because this is what I wore across and wore to all these incredible spiritual places. You'll be seeing me talking to holy men. You'll be seeing me going into some of the most remote parts of India to investigate and to do investigate the Nadis and to do some of the pujas, the remedies and so forth. So, welcome to a very special edition of Coffee with Craig.
I have discovered a secret oracle in India that has on it the name of my mother, the name of my father, my name, my brother's name, my wife's name, all the details about my life from the moment I was born and right into the future. And it even tells me the time of my death. And to access this oracle, all it needed was my thumbprint. I'm here in India on my first mystic journey. In the UK and USA, Jane and I are known as the most psychic couple on the planet. We've had some crazy times and had the opportunity to give readings to A-list celebrities.
I really enjoyed the reading with Craig because he hit some real accuracies about my father and our relationship. They are the real deal, and it kind of blew my mind a little bit. I'm not a mind blower, by nature, but it was real.
We have both had a fruitful life and seen many mystical things, but my trip to India has certainly opened even my eyes. As psychics, we have both been invited to do many TV shows about the paranormal, but what I'm about to experience in India is absolutely astonishing. So astonishing that even my wife Jane couldn't get her head round it.
Is it possible to know the future? Can my destiny really be changed? Jane and I have been to India before, but this time I faced this journey alone. I'm already exhausted from the plane trip and I haven't even started yet.
Well, here we are. We're here. This is India. India's never as you expect it to be, I think. A mixture of new roads going in, really old areas, old people carrying all sorts of stuff everywhere, mad traffic as usual. Still feeling pretty tired after the journey. It's a long haul. It seems even in a big city, everywhere you look, there's gods. We saw Ganesha as we came out straight away as you come out the airport, and then there's all the gods lined up and even adverts seem to have the gods on them. It's amazing. It's the thing with India. It seems to be everything, no matter how commercialised it gets. It seems to always retain its spiritual roots, even in even in the industrialised parts of India, like Chennai is here.
I'm here in India because an ancient Indian astrological oracle says that I can influence my destiny by performing a series of rituals and charitable acts. Enjoy it while you can, Craig, because it's going to be a grueling journey. Now, this Nadi oracle, as it's called, that's driven me here, was written down some 5,000 years ago on a sort of parchment made from palm leaves. My wife Jane and I are no strangers to the paranormal, but what it said shook me to the very core of my being. Here in this nice hotel, the grime of the real India feels a long way away, but the oracle predicts that I'm about to begin a scary adventure that is going to change my life forever.
About a year ago, an Indian friend of mine called Vivek wanted to set up a new service to introduce to the West the idea of these Nadi oracles. Now, he asked me if I could test his reader for him and find out if the guy was, a fake or real, or doing what the skeptics would call cold readings and things like this. And I've tested other mediums and psychics in my time, so I seemed to be in a position where I was very well qualified to know if these people were real or not. Now, we set up a consultation on Skype, and he connected me with an Indian Nadi reader in Tamil Nadu. Well, I connected with the reader, and he started going through the leaves one at a time. They're palm leaves that have been written in Tamil, Old Tamil, translated from Sanskrit, and according to legend, been rewritten every 500 years and stretched back in time, they claim, 5,000 to 10,000 years ago. He started by going through and reading the leaves one at a time, and would ask me questions, and I thought, here we go, cold reading, Are you a miner? No. Do you import precious metals for a living? No. And he went on like this with all sorts of strange questions where it seemed meaningless. And then one leaf comes up and says, was your ex-wife's name Tina? Well, yes. Nobody knew that. That's something certainly not published about me anywhere. Was your mother's name Ethel? Yes. Was your father's name Donald? Yes. Is your name Craig? Yes. Were you born at 1:30 in the morning on the 24th of January 1954? Yes. And he reeled off facts like this, names of my brothers, my sisters, things that I'd done in my life. Had your father worked in this profession and that profession, and gave a whole list of not just me but my family, things you could never research even with the internet at your disposal. Remembering also that I'd given him no information whatsoever about who I was, so there was no way he could look this up. So you can imagine, here was a message being sent to me in a set of palm leaves that are allegedly 5,000 years old with my name written on it, and all he had was my thumbprint to go by. In a few moments I'm going to meet the Nadi leaf translator who read the first leaves for me, and the remedies for the first lot have been done, and he's going to be bringing a special amulet. When you do the reading, do you also have to look at the astrology as well, or is that in the leaf already? Is it just you just read what's in the leaf?
We only read what is in the leaf, and for us, if there are some doubts, we can clarify using astrology.
I see. So you can use...
If they have some some doubts, if the astrologer has some doubts related to planetary position, it may change. Some 1 or 2%, there may be some change. So to clarify that, astrologer may use the Vedic astrology if he knows.
Okay.
Mr. Santosh makes these predictions but does not claim to be psychic or have clairvoyance. He simply translates what is said on the leaves. In my case, this included things about my life, such as the occupation of my father when I was a child, how I'd been a painter, how I'd worked in the media, the illnesses I've had in my life, how I'd been a single parent, how I had dedicated my life to working as a psychic medium, and told of my career as a writer. Mr. Santosh was one of 3 readers in different parts of India that I had contacted anonymously, and yet all 3 readers had given pretty well the exact same information and forecast with a similar destiny, including the age when I will die. Some people would find it rather worrying knowing when you're going to die and what illnesses and troubles you're going to have in the future. The Nadi leaves tell us about our past lives and say how our future is determined by the good and evil deeds we've done in the past. But we can reduce the bad effects by performing a number of remedies, either by ourselves or get someone to do it for us.
We can read the Nadi leaf again. So he says such authentically, much authentically, that means he has the command over the science of the Nadi leaves.
So the Nadi leaf was saying there that this is the date she will die,
yes,
but if she passes that date she will continue and there's
yes,
more leaves for her. So if she did remedies or whatever,
yes,
she could have perhaps extended her life.
But for that it was written that there is no remedy for her.
Uh-huh.
If she does any remedies also, it is not at all useful for her.
Ah, so that's quite a hard prediction to get, isn't it?
Yes.
Because, I mean, in the Nadi leaves that you read for me,
yes,
it gives me when I'm going to die, pretty much.
Yes.
And actually, I was okay with that. You know, I feel comfortable with that. You know.
Not everyone tolerates this.
No.
These facts. Yes, that is.
Mr. Santosh has done some of these remedies for me and has brought me a special talisman that was made during the fire rituals he had performed on my behalf. Vibhuti?
Yes, Vibhuti.
And that Vibhuti is put on there afterwards, yeah? And I keep it in the Vibhuti, or? That's from the fire, is it?
Yes, no, the talisman was taken from the fire, and after that Vibhuti was put
onto it.
Yes.
So how would I use this now? What would I do with this?
Now you can roll it. You can roll like a small cylinder, and you can buy a cylindrical taviz, silver taviz, and you can put it in.
So you roll it up and put it in there, and this has writing on it, I see.
Yes, it's the mantra.
So this is the mantra. This is a protective mantra.
Yes, this is the protective mantra of Lord Shiva.
Yeah, wonderful. It's so nice to receive it in person like that too, you know. So thank you for all the efforts you made, and I'd love to come back again to you later on and do some more.
Okay.
Look at the leaves some further, because there's other can dams now to open, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Namaste.
Namaste.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah
Shivaya. Yes.
Here in India, you come up to the edge of things, you see life and death very close up, and you actually see how the third world in places live next to quite a lot of horrible rubbish sometimes. Before I begin my mystic journey, I have strict instructions from Jane. What I'm going to do now, actually, is Jane said, if you're in India, I want rubies. So I'm going to go and have a look in one of the shops. And while I'm in there, I've heard this place has a lot of sacred items. And I'm going to ask the man if I might be able to do a little bit of psychometry with some of these sacred items. Let's see. To get me attuned to the vibrations of India, I asked the shop owner if I can try a bit of psychometry on his historic objects. So you have something interesting from the Buddhist time, I think.
Absolutely, sir. I do have some, like as I was telling you before that, I have a very special Buddha over here, which is very old and which has been made by the very spiritual person. I can say the monk for his own purpose.
Don't tell me too much about it.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you give it to me, I'll hold it, if I may, and see if I can tell you something about it and see if it's the same as you understand.
I would love to show you that beautiful piece to you,
lovely.
that special one. And I'm sure that you are going to feel that beautiful piece.
Psychometry is the psychic ability to sense the history of objects and places. To get me attuned to ancient India, I'm going to see if now I can link into the subtle energies from the past. This has a feeling, like you say, heart. This is people are coming to this for prosperity.
Right.
I feel this is something like it brings riches in the world. It brings hope and healing from this.
And I get the feeling that sometimes that the person that worked with this has been a healer, and I feel that they have been a person that has maybe used like Ayurvedic medicines and things like this that have gone with it, and has a great knowledge of things that might come possibly from Tibet.
Exactly.
I know a little bit about Tibetan Buddhism. Would it have been a worship of Tara?
Yes.
Tara?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, because I feel that, and a beautiful energy to this. This has been not just one person. This has been handed down. This has been handed down through a lineage, because it's been not family. It's been passed down through a group of monks. I feel with
Absolutely.
this close. Although I presume this is Indian, but I feel it's very close to outside of the Indian culture. It's like on the edge of it.
Absolutely.
And even something that might have had somebody at one owner that's been four generations
passed
back.
down, yeah.
Four generations. And I feel far back there's one that was from the Tibetan and the Tibetan Bon. You know the Bon people, I feel with
Bon.
that.
What you have felt, that is almost like it is correct. So this is actually this piece has been passed down. Like I can say, it was a third generation there. Near to like fourth generation was also
so
there.
Perhaps you're the fourth.
There was I'm the fourth there.
Yeah.
If you see, technically I'm the fourth one there. I'm passing down it to you.
Well, I seem to be getting quickly attuned to these sacred objects, which is an interesting psychic exercise. I'm asked to look at some very strange objects, and I sense that they've been used for magic, ritual and healing. All this helps me to get psychically attuned and prepared for the spiritual journey ahead, where I will be tuning in to the historic energies at sacred places. Wow. I mean, we did some psychometry there, and that was just incredible in itself. I mean, to pick up vibrations of these ancient objects. But he also showed me what's called a prabha, which is like this couldn't be filmed because it was such a sacred object. But when I held it, my whole energy body, my chakras, my everything just came alive, a light. I've never known anything like that. I've always thought that crystals, for example, are, a bit for the crazies. But this has completely transformed the way I think about these things. I said to the taxi driver, take us to a local village so I can just have a look at a few sort of simple shops and things like that. And he don't mention that there's some great prehistoric temple or something en route. So, every village seems to have some incredible things attached to it. I'm going to have to take a look at this. Before I start my quest and perform the remedies to clear my past life karma, I visit the holy ruins of Mahabalipuram to try a bit more psychometry on the ruins and make a prayer to the Indian elephant god Ganesha. Mahabalipuram is an extraordinary ancient temple complex that was carved out of solid rock and granite. Soon I will be travelling southern India to perform rituals and puja, some of the same rituals that were performed here thousands of years ago.
Caves are. So this was a cave originally, and it's been carved from the cave into a temple.
Yes.
So this would have all these stones would have stood here centuries and centuries and
7th
centuries.
century, 1400 years old. The Pallava time making.
And this is the one they carved out of the solid rock.
Yes.
To make the temple.
Olden time, Krishna buttermilk tank here.
Buttermilk.
We are making butter, put butter ball. Story.
Wow, they did it on a big scale, didn't they?
Yeah.
So they make masses of butter,
Yes.
and then that's used for blessing or?
Butter eat.
Oh, for eating, so it is actually practical.
Yeah.
So they cook the fires over this way,
Yes.
and this is for the actual
Yes. Butter.
The psychometry I tried out earlier seems to be still with me, as I seem connected to the subtle energies and know the history of this place before our guide tells us anything.
So this is Vishnu, and the next one will be Shiva. So Vishnu and Shiva, and that will be Brahman?
Yes.
So why is Brahman not in the middle then?
This is always Shiva, the first.
Yeah?
Vishnu, God of the predator.
Wow. They did things on scale, didn't they? I mean, that is like a lorry full of butter, isn't it? To put on the lingam.
Yeah.
I presume it would all come, you put them and be pouring all down here.
This is a different architecture.
The Nadi leaves have prescribed a list of ancient temples I am to visit and perform rituals. This complex is seeping with the energy of the past and is a starting point where I can take in the wonders of India's past and also seek a blessing for a successful journey.
I believe in Hinduism that the first creation had an elephant holding the world up.
Yeah.
So would that be like that?
Yes, correct.
This where I live, near where I live, there's a place called Stonehenge.
Yeah, Stonehenge.
And this reminds me
really?
of Stonehenge, you know, that different type of rock, but
Yeah.
the same feeling, you know, of a place of worship and natural stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good.
Yeah. This part of the temple complex is where they used to do the oms. I can't resist this, I've got to do an om. I've got to do an om. Just as a Christian may pray to St. Christopher before starting a journey, the god Ganesha represents the aspect of the one universal God that clears the obstacles in the path. I have no problem with praying to an elephant-headed god, as I believe it's the same one God that can be found in all religions, but she comes in many forms. This is a divine symbolic act to clear my path. So this is the first stage of the remedies of the Nadi, and the first place I have to visit is Bhagavan Ramana's ashram. I've got a 3.5-hour drive, so it's a bumpy road. Wish me luck. An ashram is a hermitage, a spiritual retreat that is usually centred around a holy man or guru. I'm visiting one at the base of a sacred mountain called Mount Arunachala that I hope to climb, as its powerful energies are said to awaken the spirit. Ah, there's the mountain now. This is my first good look at the landscape of India. I feel excited because I'm soon to meet another Nadi reader who is going to guide me through the remedies and help me with the rituals I have to perform in the days ahead.
He is telling that this visit might be a useful and a blessed visit to you both. That like he is wishing and willing to provide for you here. So that according to that we can make a good plan. Also, it might be a useful event comparing to other visits to India. Like that he is telling.
சந்தோஷமா மன நிறைவா இந்த ட்ரிப்பை நிறைவு செய்யணுங்கிறது நம்மளுடைய ஃபர்ஸ்ட் தாட்.
His first thought is to take care of you both. First health, and then the surroundings, environment, and then the travel, spiritual events, all those things.
Yes.
It might be finished.
Fortunately, Gopinath speaks reasonably good English and explains that tomorrow morning we will be walking round Mount Arunachala and visit Ramana Maharishi's ashram afterwards. We will set off at dawn. These first energetic remedies are designed to help my health now and in the future. Some of my family think I'm completely mad, but the leaves gave me such amazingly accurate information about my life that I simply cannot ignore it. There's a lot of good things ahead for me until my predicted death at 3 a.m. in the morning in the winter months as I approach about 82. But there's also a few things that I need to sort out that are the result of my karma from past lives. I make the good happen and the bad fall away, and I need to do these remedies. The first step is to build up lots of good energy, which means visiting some holy places. My first stop is the holy mountain of Arunachala and the Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi ashram at its foot.
Took him and came out.
ஐயாவை வந்து ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் எடுத்துக்க சொல்கிறாங்க, எடுத்துக்கல. உணவு கொடுக்குறாங்க, எடுத்துக்கல. நீர் கொடுக்குறாங்க, எடுத்துக்கல. ஃபோர்ஸ் பண்ணி ஐயாவுக்கு வாயில் நீர் மட்டும்.
In this unfamiliar place, I'm sure I can feel the spirit of my granddad. I can feel him urging me on with his broad Yorkshire accent. The energy I feel here in the mountain top is extraordinary. For the last few days I've been deliberately opening myself to the energy of India. But here the power of the earth is overwhelming. To someone who is psychically sensitive like me, I feel like I'm sort of glowing.
It's a big temple.
These
the lingams
four
in the
towers
middle.
are the entrance towers.
Okay. And then the lingams in the middle.
Yeah.
With the four corners there. So it's just like a mandala, a square.
Yeah.
I can feel sort of an energy from there too. It feels like you can feel the vibration between the two places. It's like there's an energy flows, isn't there, from here to there. You can feel it in the soil and the ground, and also from the temple itself. So that was selected as a special spot, I suppose. Yeah.
Below me, I can see the Shiva temple at Tiruvullamala, where I am tonight to perform some puja ceremonies with the priests after Mr. Prakash performs a simple remedy here on the holy mountain. On this mountain, and particularly at the dark meditation room at the top, I seem to be aware of the energy that plugs right into my mediumship abilities. Right here, and also while walking, I can feel the closeness of the spirit people near me.
We've just been in the top of the mountain where there's a tremendous energy there. I'm still a little bit woozy from it. It's just the most incredible energy I've ever felt in my life. Incredible feeling. Never known anything like that. Never. As part of the rituals now, the remedies, I'm to be given a stone from the mountain.
Mr. Prakash has read in my Nadi leaves that a number of these rituals have to be performed at a specific time. His astrology almanac is consulted, and now is the exact right time to get my stone. We descend the mountain path, and as we enter the ashram, are greeted by some clever monkeys. Bhagavan Ramana Maharishi, the founder of this ashram, believed in the unity of all things, and that if we ask ourselves the question, "Who am I?" we will come to realise that everything, including the person asking the question, is God. Ramana believed that animals are as much a part of God as we are.
This is the meditation hall of the Ramakrishna ashram, and we're going to spend a little bit of time now meditating in the place where Ramakrishna used to meditate.
Where I sit, I can see pictures of Ramana on the wall and a golden statue of him in the altar area. At the age of 16, Ramana had something like a near-death experience in which he entered into a state of divine consciousness and realised the true nature of the self. He became aware of a divine current within him that could never die. Soon after he came to this spot at the base of the holy mountain, he decided to remain here for the rest of his life. For long periods of time, his mind was in such a state of transcendence that he completely neglected his body, and he was incessantly bit by ants. Some people found him and realised that this was a holy man who was to become one of India's greatest spiritual teachers. Today, this ashram is quite an idyllic place. Its animal residents seem to be attracted by the peace that surrounds its buildings and grounds, and here, us human visitors can contemplate the nature of our existence, and like Ramana, inquire who is this I that is having the human experience.
Nice experience, and we did what they call the arati, where they put the fire across the face to cleanse through the fire. So it was a very very nice experience. Here we are now at the Travanamali temple.
They wouldn't let us film the rituals here, but it is nonetheless a fascinating place. This is the first of many temple rituals I'll be doing. I feel tired and yet open now to the vibrations of this place. I go to get my blessing, and inside I'm taken aside by the priest who wants to give me an additional blessing. I'm told that I'm radiating God's light, and he wants to bless me for a long life so that I may do much spiritual work in the future.
We went in and we've done some archana, which is like the part of the Nadi clearing. It's part of the remedies, and we've been in front of a number of Indian gods and done some amazing things. And actually I feel very almost high from it. It's an amazing place with an amazing sense of atmosphere and real deep sincerity from the priests that are working there.
It's been a hard day climbing the mountain and a late night on the tiles of the temples, but now it's 3 a.m. rise to walk around the holy mountain. And I'm shattered before I start. There is definitely something special about the subtle energy here. Even though the scenery is mainly sort of streets, there's a feeling of the energetic presence of the mountain with every step I take. Legend has it that Mount Arunachana is the place where Lord Shiva manifested as a column of light to settle the argument between the god Brahma and Vishnu. It is one of the holiest places in India, and many great saints and sages have lived here in its caves. The act of walking around it is called Giri Pradakshina, and it is said to remove the sins and desires and bring freedom from rebirth. One step, they say, brings happiness in this world, a second happiness in heaven, and a third gives the bliss of Satya Loka, the ultimate heavenly plane. It is best to walk around slowly in silent meditation or chanting a japa mantra. All I seem to be thinking about is when can I get a nice cup of tea? Now we've gathered the spiritual energy from temples and the holy mountain, the Nadi oracle tells me that I must now seek out a holy man. Mr. Rakesh has checked his almanac and the timing is now just right for us to do this. The stars have given him a direction and we're off to the middle of nowhere in search of a holy man. It's a long journey in a hot car with lots of detours, and it seems to me that Mr. Prakesh is using his almanac like a sat-nav. We drive across swamps, wastelands and dirt track roads in search of these elusive holy men. Then he spots the place where the Nadi leaves say that the guru will appear. It's a rough dirt road and the engine sounds a bit strange. We are part way up the hilly dirty track of the sacred Mahadeva mountain and the car's broken down. We've got to take our shoes off. We're in the ashram and really this ground is like a grill. It's terrible. I'm not putting this on, it really is bad. I'm just beginning to think that Providence has stopped us, but now I see this ash-covered guru appear from nowhere. If we hadn't broken down at this exact spot, we'd have missed him completely. When I arrive at his ashram, I'm told that he hasn't been seen for nearly a year. Normally, he does not leave his cave, where he's been living since 2002, where he gave up a life of luxury and wealth. But somehow, we've arrived at exactly the right moment he's decided to turn up. The Nadi oracle saw this exact moment coming. It seems that I've now moved from sneaking up on a guru to a frenzied chase around the temple as he activates all the shrines to the various gods. Everything has gone kind of wild. All this racket is to wake the gods in the shrines. And we line up for more blessings and dash off to follow the holy man through this maze of shrines. Time for a quick tourist snap, and we're ready for the holy man to emerge. My head is beginning to ring with all this noise, but wait, I see him coming towards us. By any standards, Maha Ananda Swami is an odd-looking guru. He's what's called a Siddha yoga. That's someone who has special psychic powers and miraculous abilities. One of these is the ability to meditate or sleep in a pit of fire. I'm beginning to think this is all sounding a little bit crazy, but another power is his ability to tell the future of anyone who touches his feet. This yogi is also the custodian of ancient medicinal remedies and makes use of many rare herbs to cure all sorts of ailments. He also feeds people sacred ash called vibhuti, often to cure infertility. Maha Ananda Swami is already very old, and it's said that on midnight of the 25th of December 2002, Lord Shiva appeared before him and has decreed that he will live for another 1,000 years. He certainly has a strange aura. I feel it's like he's angry with everyone, but it's a sort of divine anger, perhaps somehow trying to shake everyone out of their spiritual sleep. I am told that this yogi never eats, and it is said that he has not eaten or taken water for a number of years. At temples, they usually give out what's called prasad, which is a holy meal. This is usually just a taster, but here they serve vast quantities of free food to worshippers. And I already feel I've put on a stone. They say this man doesn't just walk through fire, he actually lays down in it and can sleep in the embers. I can see that he's going into a trance, and I hope he may start to make some prophecies. I feel he's showering blessings to anyone watching. This sight of a guru the Hindus call darshan is amazing. And then I'm called to touch his feet. Of all the people here, I couldn't believe that it was me that he would call. As I touched his feet, a divine energy seemed to sweep through me. He had a message for me that he told to Mr. Prakash in Tamil. It turned out to be exactly the same predictions that the other Nadi readers had already told me. This temple complex or ashram is based around the idea that the yogi, the Siddhi yogi, who was a sort of power yogi, stepped into the fire which was built for Shiva and merged with it and became flame himself. And this was witnessed by a whole group of people, and he was treated as an incredible saint. Now we have the blessings of a guru, the Nadi remedies now charge me to get the blessings of the planets. So it's a paddle in the water and into another temple. Here I'm to reduce the negative effects of the planet Mercury.
two stars.
This Nadi oracle is completely different to the way Western astrology works. The sun, moon, planets and the stars are represented by gods, and they in turn symbolise our good and bad past life karma that will influence our future. According to the Nadis, I had past lives in India, and some glorious and some not so glorious past lives, and the planets in my horoscope reveal the areas I need to work with. Bad aspects shown in the position of Mercury in my chart will weigh down my ambitions, so pujas done here are said to speed up my success.
And we've come out of the Temple of Mercury, done puja there, and this is for things like quickness of mind, it's for speed of actions of things, many medicinal things associated with it, and a general quickening of our actions. Behind is a Shiva tree of healing, and in particular it's for healing for children here, for infertility, hence the cots.
My journey has only just begun, and what a strange trip it's all become already. I'm just like any other Westerner, and all these strange sounds and places are completely unfamiliar and can feel very odd sometimes. Playing with my grandchildren or visiting tea houses with my wife Jane seem far, far away. The things I'm doing here are so far removed from my normal life, yet in another way they feel that they are exactly what I should be doing. That holy man was a real mind blower with what he had to say about my life and future. And I'm still buzzing with the energy of the holy mountain we climbed and getting flashes in my mind of the monkeys in the ashram, the journey and the incredible things that have been happening. As I leave this temple, I'm beginning to feel that I'm not only in a strange land, but my mind is entering into a different realm too. Okay, I'm very tired and probably a bit susceptible by now, but I'm beginning to really feel that something is changing inside me. I feel that this journey is also taking me to an inner place that is for my footsteps alone. I wonder what's ahead.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the first episode. We've got episode 2 coming up now. Let me just tell you a little bit about what we did on this show very briefly. There was only a few of us that made this programme. This was made before really people were going around with GoPros and so forth. GoPros were out. But, I mean, we took full-on cameras. We took what was called a red camera, which is pretty heavy going. The people that worked with me on it was Louis Frost, who was the producer and did the editing for the show, which was an absolutely massive job. We also had Simon Knight, who went with me and did the filming. We didn't have a sound recordist, so basically it was mainly 3 of us. And between us, we managed to explore India, lump this heavy cameras around with us, take the pictures you've just seen and more to follow. And then we took it to Cannes afterwards, and it was screened in Cannes, and it was also shown on Amazon Prime for a while. It's still on there on Amazon Prime, actually. But these are the uncut versions that you're watching now. The whole show, 3 episodes. So enjoy now, episode 2.
Previously on Mystic Journey to India, I've tuned into spiritual objects, I've visited ancient temples, met my astrologer guides, climbed a holy mountain, seen the sacred temples, walked a holy pilgrimage, and met a holy man who doesn't eat, sleeps in a fire, and will live for 1,000 years. Join me as we discover deeper mysteries. A 5,000-year-old leaf has told me my past, present and future. I'm here to take my astrologer's advice and to change the course of my destiny through the rituals and magic they prescribe. My journey will take me off the beaten track, but first we find a place to buy the materials and flowers we'll need to perform the puja. These I've been doing on the advice of the oracle. It tells me that I was once a holy man and will become a holy man again. When the pujas are performed, you pay the priest to perform a personal blessing. Money changes hands, but the effect is that the temples have money to feed the poor and do charitable work. In this way, money comes and goes, but virtue comes and grows.
They're going to do the puja now, and then they will give me the garland.
A lot of poor people hang around the ashram, as here people are fed twice a day ever since the death of the saint Rama Linga Swami. Initially I get a personal blessing by the temple priest and then a second blessing by the sadhu in the nearby shrine. But there is a great mystery here, for it is claimed that he never actually died but went through a sort of resurrection in which his whole physical body was transformed into divine light. He then locked himself into a room and told his followers never to open it. When the authorities insisted it be opened, the room was completely empty. They say he continues to live with us in a body of light. I get my blessing that the Nadi oracle asked for, and the priest gives me some books too. I feel instantly connected with this dead saint. He is said to have never eaten and eventually became a being of light. All strange stuff, but what a wonderful goal. Not to eat, but to make sure everyone else is fed long after you're dead.
I've just done the puja now for Rama Linga Swami, and they give me a book as well, a very rare book in English, so I can learn an awful lot more about this incredible saint that dealt with Jyoti, light.
Every step on this spiritual journey, doors just seem to swing open. It looks like the poor are gathering for mealtime. There's facilities here to accommodate hundreds every day.
This is the Samadhi tomb of this incredible saint of light, and we might think of it as a tomb, but in actual fact he was locked into a room, or locked himself into a room, and his body just disintegrated into light, and when they did open it up there was no body there. It's an incredible miracle.
As we are leaving, the Nadi oracle has prescribed yet another puja blessing. By now I can really feel the energy surrounding us start to build, and I'm sure this must be having some tremendous effect upon my spirit and with my karmic debts. I am definitely buzzing with energy and feel really ready to burst. I can feel the energy changing in me as we draw closer to starting the Nadi remedies proper.
So we've been given the booty in a packet, and this is like the symbol of Shiva, and you put it 3 lines across the forehead here, and and also to here, and it is used as a symbol of Shiva. This is actually the Samadhi tomb, and not many Westerners get into here, so this is it. On the wall here we have all the stories and miracles of Rama Linga Swami.
And they are also giving me permission to see areas restricted to the normal visitor and some sacred trees and herbs that have special medical and spiritual properties.
That is the neem tree that they grow here, which was there at the time of Swami, so when you touch it, it contains some of the blessing. Ramalinga Swami dissolved into light after his death, and at his temple here now, regular miracles happen in which people see a light appear.
The energy of this building feels and looks a bit like a Christian church, and I suppose the Guru himself had a Christ-like quality.
Once a month, the saint creates a light here, and thousands of people gather to watch the light appear in front of these doors.
regular miracles. And there's one other thing that I find personally rather incredible. This miracle happens every 24th of January. That's my birthday. Another weird Nadi coincidence.
Back in the grounds, the destitute continue to gather for their evening meal. It's nice to think that the money you give in these ceremonies helps to put food in hungry bellies. One thing they have that we don't have is time. These guys have been waiting all day. On the way out, we stop again. What I thought was a public toilet turns out to be another small temple. It's getting really late now, but we have a few more specific pujas to do before moving on. To be honest, I've lost track of what's next on the remedy list, but I have heard we have a big day tomorrow, a very long drive through the night and a fire ceremony in the morning. I get my blessing and the gods get my garlands.
புத்தி நலம் சொன்னவரே தூய்மை சுகத்தவரே மன்னவரே சிப்பரரே இஞ்சரரே நெஞ்சரை மேல் நின்றாள் சரண் திருவங்கல்வியும் தீர்காய் தீர்காய்.
Well, it's early morning and I've gone native. This stage we've got to now start the remedies themselves, so I have to dress appropriately. So I'm looking here like Shridi Baba. Roadside cup of tea, chai. Not the most delightful looking, but one of the most tasty in the world.
These coffee shops are not quite up to the standard we expect in the West, but they seem to be pretty popular. I'll have a latte and a scabby dog to go, please. So now it's another long journey. We have one more temple stop ahead, and then I do a very specific fire remedy to clear my karma. Our first remedial step is to pay homage to the leaves and to the Maharishi who wrote them. We start by visiting the temple that was built by the great king who was responsible for safeguarding the Nadi leaves and preserving them for posterity. Today there are Nadi readers absolutely everywhere in India, and only a tiny fraction of them are true practitioners. Most are just rip-off artists who will fleece people like me. It's interesting though how much value the ancients placed on these leaves that were protected by the kings of old who worshipped the leaves and built great temples like this one. Again we plunge into the dark heart of the temple that houses a huge lingam, which is a phallus-like stone that is an abstract representation of the god Shiva. I do the puja rituals in front of the lingam in the inner temple, and next have a chat with my interpreter Gopinath, who explains where we are.
So one of the biggest temples in India, called the
Gangai Gonda Swara Buram.
You got that? And inside is a giant Shiva lingam which we've done our puja to, and this was the temple built by the king that protected the Nadi leaves.
With some of these impossible to pronounce names, it's not surprising that I sometimes feel completely lost in India, but I'm sure Gopinath can help me. Viewing the incredible temple,
I'm impressed by its scale and grandeur. I've noticed that no matter what position the sun is, these temples never cast a shadow.
And now's the time to take a bit of a break and contemplate where we've come from with this and where we're going.
But my next stop is to take in some of this spiritual energy that we've been accumulating and float for a while through the tranquility of the mangroves. So what's this all been about so far? There were some pretty far-out predictions in the oracle that was initially read to me by Skype at home and transcripts sent to me by email.
Yeah, small, big.
The oracle tells me of much spiritual work ahead for my wife Jane and me. We've been working very hard with our mediumship over the years, but it says that in the future we will be able to do our work for free. This will be achieved, it says, by setting up a charitable trust, a foundation, so that we can travel and do our work and open centres around the world.
Forest yogi.
Yes, nice. Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Om Bhuva Swaha Tatsavitu Varenyam.
The Gayatri mantra is very beautiful, so long as it's chanted by someone other than me.
I need this video.
Okay. Om Bhuva Swaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhago Divasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat.
Om Gajamunaya Namaha. Om Kartiyaya Namaha. Om Ashtalakshmi Namaha. Om Vishnuve Namaha. Om.
These rituals at Mr. Prakesh's offices are the start of the remedies proper. The first step is to pay homage to these incredible leaves that have been transcribed down through the centuries and hold the secrets of my past life, my present life and my destiny. And of course, we bow to the great Rishis whose incredible clairvoyance made all this possible. Once this rather smoky procedure is complete, we can do my first major karmic remedy by doing something that will completely change a person's life. In India, the old and the destitute have no big pensions and welfare, but if they own a cow, they are set up as it provides milk, fuel and a guaranteed income. Buying a cow at a good price from someone in debt can also free them from problems too. So let's go do a remedy. Let's buy a cow and a calf. For a few moments we actually own a cow and a calf, part of the remedies. And we've also been waiting for the planets to move and Mercury to get in the right place for the right time to give this cow and calf away to a poor person. The lady's just arrived. She doesn't speak English, but she's a poor lady and we're going to give her the cow and the calf and hopefully it'll completely transform her life. If you directly do someone a good turn, they will often think good thoughts about you. We spiritualists believe that thoughts are things, so that these positive thoughts will uplift the giver and also help to break their karmic bonds. Choked up actually. Yeah. Very sensitive. Yeah, very sensitive. I found the whole action of giving the lady a cow and calf quite moving. Perhaps it was energetic changes to my karma, or maybe it was the feeling of honour that came from being able to do something so humbling. I changed a person's life. That's a big deal to take on board. A few days ago we got stuck on a dirt road on a mountainside with a boiling radiator, and now we've got all the luggage coming off and trying to rope it back on from the car after leaving a ropey hotel. This remedy is called isoma. What happens is basically there's going to be a fire and the priest is going to take the various things you'll see there what we paid for, which will, I think we smell, and we throw onto the fire with the karma, saying swaha, swaha, and every time he says the swaha, it's clearing the karma from one's life. So it's breaking up, burning of karma. Now for my next remedy. We strip to the waist, I reveal my flab to the world and we begin the ceremony. A great deal of preparation has gone into this ceremony, and we have gathered together many special herbs from all over India. Everything here has been specially put together for the ceremony and will be dismantled afterwards. My finger is tied as a symbol of being connected to the benevolent powers from the gods. It's a bit like the tying of the knot from a pre-Christian wedding ceremony. I'm not sure why I have to bang my temples, maybe an awakening of some kind. Next, I have to give my name, mother's name, father's name, wife's name, and so on.
Craig?
Craig.
Craig. Donald. 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 Ethel.
It strikes me that the names and their order are exactly the same as the details that were written in the Nadi leaves when I first consulted them. I tell the priest the information, but the Nadi oracle had known this information thousands of years ago. It gives me that eerie feeling that the ancient seers had seen this moment. Strange things run through my mind as we invoke the gods, and I open myself to the hypnotic power of the rituals. One priest gives fragrant flower offerings to the gods, while we prepare to cast 108 aromatic and medicinal herbs into the fires. First, I have to carry the fruit offerings clockwise round the temple. These are now put to the consecrated fires. All this is to help me clear my past and ward off evil influences in the future. Like the phoenix, the spirit is reborn. As the fire burns, so does my karmic debt. The residues from herbs and ambers of the fires are considered especially sacred and will be used to make a special paste that I can use later in times of need. I now bless the offerings that have been assembled. My soul has been baptized in the fire. As the sun is considered to be the source of life, so fire is its agent on earth. I find this whole concept very inspiring, as I feel it triggers deep down in my unconscious mind feelings that put me directly in touch with archaic memories from mankind's ancient past. Some of the things I am placing in the fire are said to transmit medicinal smoke that cures lots of diseases. Some of these herbs are very rare indeed and found only in obscure areas of the Himalayas. Of course, it's suffocatingly hot doing all this under the Indian sun. I knew some of the rituals from my studies, but am blissfully unaware of the final stage.
Put that in your hand.
சென்னாருடைய சிவனே போற்றி எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி பாகம் பெருந்தொரு ஆராய் போற்றி கைலை மலைதானே போற்றி போற்றே பூர்ணாகுதி உத்தமாந்தகோதி சர்வமும்மை பூர்ணாகுதி இந்திரமேவாஸ்தோதி அதோஷம்மை பூர்ணாகுதி சத்யாமேவ பிரதிதித்ததே ஓம் ஜாதவேதிதே சுனமா வசோமவராணி ஹிரோவிதः நிவேதः சனப்பிரசனதே துர்கா நிவேதா நாதே மகிமம் விதா கக்னிः ताम अग्निवा गौतमरूप वन्दे भैमुदे धर्ममणे भूताः दुःखादेवीहं शरणं मुक्मपते सुतरसुतरते नमः वाद्यायदान विद्महे कन्याकुमारी धीमहि तन्नो दुर्गे प्रचोदयात् श्रीमद्भगवान् शिवामि दातुममोहिने धान्यं धनं मतं मुखमुत्तरावं सततं वत्सरं दीर्घमायुः दीर्घायुष्यमस्तु रोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोजरोज
Well, I guess that's my karma cleared. There seemed to be an awful lot to throw on. But there is a sort of a sense of having, I know it's like a sort of the old sacrifices of old that they might have done in Rome and Delphi and things like that in the past, and perhaps these things are just endemic in us, in our unconscious mind, and it does something to us. But it does definitely feel a sense of freedom from the past, certainly, and perhaps hopefulness for the future.
Jeez, that's cold. I really am gasping for breath. Talk about an ice bucket challenge. Well, that's it done. Some of it took me by surprise, but I did feel that something was also happening on an energetic level. Call it psychological if you like, but I felt something going on in the very depths of my being. Something that is really impossible to describe unless you've opened yourself to these things.
Okay, well, I'm feeling quite extraordinary. I mean, you don't do that very often. But if I think about it, it's a bit really like a ritual of rebirth, because the fire gets rid of the old and then you're reborn by water upon you, which is like rebirth in the womb. So, in a spiritual sense, it's something that very, very ancient, that would take you back to the most ancient times. So it's a very deep-rooted unconscious ritual, which I certainly feel has happened and worked somehow.
We conclude with Abhishekam. This is a sacred bath of milk given to a deity. It's a symbol not so much of cleaning the god, but of cleaning yourself. We now go into the inner sanctum, and prayers are given to Shiva, that is here represented by a lingam.
The final result is an essence that is given to me, a magical powder that is used as a sort of a protective device that is used. It's full of Ayurvedic chemicals, it's full of special smells, and all that essence of that homa that we've done, that fire ceremony, is in here, and it's used as a small little dot that you put in the forehead to protect you in difficult situations.
My next remedy is to be conducted hundreds of miles away at Valankani. Before visiting more holy places and being thrown into more rituals, we take a stroll on the beach. Maybe I can buy an ice cream here. I just love the pageant of India. You can buy everything here except ice creams. Maybe a goat? I love the way people get into the sea fully dressed. But first, a walk along a delightful clean beach and broad walk before visiting a few more temples for puja. Mr. Prakash tells me about this place and explains that it was badly hit by the tsunami on December the 26th, 2004. People were bathing happily, just like today, when the sea sunk back and then stampeded onto the shore, drowning thousands. The sea came right up these streets too, and didn't stop until it got to the church I can see there in the distance. It is interesting how the Nadi remedies have asked me to also take in a Christian site as well as Hindu temples. This is in preparation for my next charitable work that will be part of the remedies. When you think about it, all religions are much the same at heart. Their messages are about love and service to others, and they all believe in the one God, a God that is omnipresent, that is everywhere at the same time. And just like the gods of India, the one God can take many forms, and the universal truths are expressed through divinely charged saints, teachers, avatars, prophets and messiahs. It strikes me that they are all saying exactly the same thing. I've seen a lot of charitable acts while I've been in India. I've noticed that some of the poorest people I've met are the most generous of all and are only too keen to share the little they have with me. Now it's my turn to do another of the prescribed remedies. When you feed a stranger, it is a powerful medicine, for not only do you help them, but their positive thoughts towards you help your own spirit to flower. It's an antidote to bad karma.
So there we are again, another episode. I hope you enjoyed that. Final episode coming up now. And like I say, these get more and more intriguing the more you delve into the Nadis, and so much more has happened since I made this program. And so many things are being revealed by these amazing oracles from India. You've got to be very careful if you try to access an oracle yourself. There's some of them go online, and there's some real charlatans out there, so you've got to be very, very careful about that. But there are some references in the links in the description and on my website about how to find a proper Nadi reader. But anyway, it was a fascinating program. If you want to explore this more, like I said, have a look in the description, consider becoming a patron, and then you get access to video chat with me and other posts and things in which we discuss not just the Nadi, but obviously prophecy generally, mediumship and all sorts of things like that. Okay, let's have a look at the next episode.
Previously on Mystic Journey to India, I've engaged in magic rituals, seen the light, put food in the mouths of the hungry, and learnt the secrets of the Nadi oracle. I know the future. I've seen the writing on the wall. I've been blessed by the mystic people and visited holy places and mixed with the real people of India. I've laughed, I've cried, and been inspired. Join me as we discover deeper mysteries.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning and I've just finished my hatha yoga, and now we're going to do some meditation on the beach. This would be like a final rebirth, the sun coming up, showing the change of the personality and one's life due to the remedies.
After all these rituals, I hope my life from now on will run smoothly. It's getting to the point now that I'm really beginning to feel India seeping into my soul and causing huge inner changes. There's certainly a light dawning within me. I feel more and more focused within, so that whatever happens sort of out there in the world is caused by what's happening in here, in me. The nature of the self is like light, it's joyful and happy. Once we are focused on the inner light, we need travel no further, for we have found an unshakable happiness that nothing can harm. Need we ever move from this present moment? The past is gone. The future, it seems, is already set and may have already happened. But the present moment is God's gift and is there forever. There is something deeply spiritual about India. The official name of India is Bharat, which itself comes from the name of a god of fire and light, like the sun itself. Where else in the world would so many people gather every morning at a viewpoint like this one to simply watch the sun rise? As I wait, ready to set off to do my next series of rituals and remedies, dawn brings to mind notions of illumination and hope with a chance for happiness and improvement. The next remedy I have to do is to wash away the negative karma from my past lives. I have been travelling India to do a series of spiritual remedies that the Nadi astrologers have said is the result of my former life as an Indian rishi. The rituals dictate that my first step today must be into the sea. The astrologers tell me that this spot is particularly important as seawater, just like the holy rivers of India, has a special quality, and here 3 different types of seawater vibrations converge. At the Ramaswaram temple over across the water, I sampled 22 wells which are supposed to clear 22 types of problems as a form of penance. These wells are called tirthas, which means holy water bodies. There are 64 of them on this island, but I think I'll save those for my future sins. Of course, I have no idea what I'm letting myself in for as I enter this psychedelic coloured temple. I'm taken around the wells and are given many unexpected baptismal drenchings. Imagine if this were to happen in Western churches. What a wake up! This is an amazing place. It's been very hectic, but it's very beautiful and very ancient. And we've been around 12 wells, 22 wells, and had 22 buckets of water thrown over me, each symbolising clearing of different types of karmas and empowerment. And we were even blessed by an elephant that put its trunk out and touched my forehead. So it's an extraordinary experience. It's a very holy place, so we've not been able to film the main issues. But extraordinary. Some of these temples have been very holy places, and of course if you're doing the rituals and so forth there, you can't really show them to camera. And what happens actually is you give, before they perform the pujas for you, you have to give your mother's name, your father's name, your siblings' names and so forth, and your star sign, which is exactly the same information as at the beginning of the Nadi leaves. And then this sets off the ritual, and then various things might happen, such as pouring milk onto a Shiva lingam, doing various chants and ringing bells and so forth, and incense. India has an amazing tradition of astrology that's still alive today, and sometimes we have to wait 10 minutes or so until the stars are in the perfect alignment before we can do a puja or a temple visit. Even the temples themselves are laid out to astrological principles, and the gods there are connected with astrological colours, and sometimes, for example, we might worship Mercury as it moves across the sky to give us various different good aspects. Astrology is endemic in everything we're doing. It's full of an ancient mystery that I sometimes don't understand. Sometimes when these astrological things are happening, I notice that there's unusual moons in the sky, and the stars seem to sort of take a certain dominance when we're doing these things at night. Western astrology is based upon the position of the sun, and which determines your horoscope and so forth. But in the East here, it's the moon is the centre for Indian astrology. So we haven't had that problem with the shift of the equinoxes that the West have had. So Indian astrology tends to be a lot more accurate. When travelling in India, it can feel like the planets and stars are travelling with you. The world becomes internalised. Am I walking through the world, or is it walking through me? We are just like the waves on the ocean. Here for a while, but the ocean persists. Yes, India has its roads and boats and ordinary things, but part of me feels apart from all that. Everywhere I can feel the echoes of the past calling me forward. My astrologer guides are now taking me to new holy places to learn more of the philosophy of India. As we're about to set sail, I think about what happened. The well water, the smoky temples, and the painted elephant touching my head. A memory that will stay with me forever. The boat takes me to Vivekananda Rock Memorial, and across the bay I can see a big statue of the Tamil poet and philosopher Thiruvalluvar, who wrote a lot about ethics and things like that. Vivekananda Rock Memorial, though, is India's southernmost tip and is the place where Swami Vivekananda is said to have attained enlightenment. Vivekananda was a devotee of another famous yogi called Ramakrishna. He was a crazy sort of guy, yet brilliantly enlightened, who would drop into ecstatic trances and so on. Vivekananda's genius was to be the first Swami to bring Indian philosophy to America and explain it in a way that everybody could understand. In 1893, he blew everyone away when he spoke at the Parliament of Religions in Chicago. The Nadi oracle named this as another place that I am to visit. This time not to obtain a temple blessing, but to enjoy some of the vibrations I can feel. The spiritual traveller to India may notice that their attention becomes internalized. As I return to the mainland, my thoughts and feelings are elsewhere. The Nadi prophecies that have brought me on this journey are from another time, a time when people could see the future of all of us. I wonder what is in store for all of us travelling together in this life. We are told by many prophets that there will be cataclysmic things ahead, but our journey will take us from the spiritually dark ages into a brighter time. The Vedic texts say that many people will, like I'm doing here, seek out their own salvation and personal transformation. And this will be free of the dictates of sect, creed and cause, and will unite us all as one family of mankind. On my return from Ramaswaram, I crossed the Panban Bridge, and I'm reminded that this area of shallow waters and reefs connects in a thin line all the way to Sri Lanka. I'm looking at a railway that travels over sacred ground spoken about in the thousands-of-year-old Indian epic poem called the Ramayana, in which the god Rama and his Vanaras, they are a sort of forest people, built a bridge of stone across the sea. Rama did this to rescue his wife Sita from the evil king. Ahead of me there's now a long journey. I'm heading towards a temple on the way to do the last of my karmic remedies. It's been a punishing schedule, travelling day and night with journeys back and forth to fit in with the best astrological conditions. Driving in India is far from relaxing. Sometimes it's a white-knuckle ride on roads that have huge potholes and sometimes come to abrupt stops.
Well, it looks like we've broken down again. We've done a few hundred miles and we're in another garage.
This is our luxury Indian vehicle for the next few weeks. The only optional extras you need are air conditioning and a horn. Eventually, we're on our way again, and it's a long drive into the night. I'm barely conscious as we speed towards our next spiritual destination. For me, this journey that's been dictated by the Nadi oracles has brought me many spiritual changes, but there's still many things on my mind. There's a lot I need to understand, and in particular I need to ask Mr. Prakesh, my astrological guide, about the things that the ash-covered Siddha yogi said and what he predicted for me. Maybe I will get a chance to ask when we get to the temple. A journey to India is really in some ways quite an ecstatic thing. It's like a discovery of yourself, a finding of yourself. There's sort of an envelopment in this place. One becomes hypnotised by the colours and the beauty and the smells and the strangeness of the environment. And I think it touches something, some secret place in all of us. Finally, we arrive at our destination, and I feel as tired and as exposed as these many stray dogs that hang around this place. I had no idea where I was being taken, but I eventually find out that we're at another tongue-twisting Shiva temple called Bridhedeswara in Thanjore. The locals call it the Big Temple, which suits me fine. The Nadi astrologer, Mr. Prakesh, is now going to tell me about what the Siddha yogi Maha Ananda Swami predicted for me when I touched his feet at the ashram. Because we've now we've finished all the remedies, and we've finished all the pujas and everything like that, and we've been, I think, very lucky, haven't we?
கிரேக்குக்கு என்ன சொன்னார்னா, உன்னுடைய எதிர்காலம் சிறப்பாக இருக்கும், ஆன்மீகத்தில் நீ தொடர்ந்து சேவை செய்வ, உன்னுடைய ஹெல்த் நல்லாயிருக்கும், உனக்கு பிஸ்னஸ் நல்லாயிருக்கும், குடும்பத்தில் ஒற்றுமை இருக்கும், அமைதி, சந்தோஷம், உனக்கு இனிமேல் பீஸ்ஃபுல்லான வாழ்க்கை தான் கிடைக்கும். நீ நினச்சதெல்லாம் நடக்கும், ஆனால் ஸ்பிரிச்சுவலாக தான் நடக்கும்.
He told you, for all the peoples, he is just blessed with 1 or 2 words. But he told you a lot. That is, your family will be good, you won't have any such separation in your family, and your business will be developed into high level. But your destiny is you have to spend your life in spirituality. And to do service in spirituality, you will be a famous person and you will do service in the worldwide.
நீண்ட காலம் வாழ்வ.
You will have a long life, eternal life, as blessed by him.
நீண்ட காலம் வாழ்வுன்னு நம்ம விளக்கி சொல்றான். தீர்க்காயுள்ன்றார். ஒரே வார்த்தை தீர்க்காயுள்.
In Tamil, he told this as தீர்க்காயுள்.
தீர்க்காயுள் means நீண்ட காலம் வாழ்வாய். அப்படி இங்கிலீஷ்ல.
தீர்க்காயுள் means you will live for a long period.
Live for a long
time. Yes. This is the blessing given by him.
Did he say something also about building centers and things like this?
Yeah, that we told, no? Yeah. You will be a famous man around the temples, you will do service around the world. That is by spreading the orphanage centers, it may be, spiritual centers maybe, Nadi centers maybe, like these things.
Because this is so interesting, because my very first Nadi reading that you know nothing about said exactly that. So it's come kind of full circle, you know, the first things that I was told and the last things that I was told are the same. So it sounds like destiny has played a part here, I think. It's all a lot to take in. I've already dedicated my life to spiritual work, for this is what my wife Jane and I now do all the time. We are mediums and we give readings to people, and I'm an exponent of mediumship, demonstrating it and talking about it and writing about it all the time. But now I'm being told to take it to a level that is worldwide, and I'm not sure I'm capable of that, or if it would ever happen. But who knows what destiny has in store? I thought I was at the end of my journey, but it seems the real journey is just beginning.
Whatever temples you visited, after getting some good things in your life, after getting some blessings from them in your life, if you have a good development, once again, if you visit this and if you thank the God, it will be good to your life. It will be a highly power energy to your life. Thanksgiving is a good potential performance to all the gods. Yes.
Maybe they are just flattering me, but all this was already told to me by other Nadi readers that are unknown to my new friends here.
Again, after achieving all those things what you prayed, it will be good to you. Yes. God will watch you at all times. Yes.
God will watch me at all times. What a lovely thought. What an amazing place to get such spiritual messages. In fact, the temple walls are covered in Tamil messages to and from the gods. This lovely place has the feeling of being in some heavenly world. The beautiful carvings and the way the soft light plays on the stone feels like I'm walking through an ethereal place. Inside, there's a god to get blessings from. And when it comes to Shiva Lingams, this place goes for it big time. My mum would call it a wholesale outlet. What I find most interesting is the Tamil writing carved on the walls. This temple is over 1,000 years old, and the inscriptions are in Old Tamil, which is a simpler form of writing with no flourishes. Gopi tells me all about this and how many of these walls have similar remedies to the ones that are shown in the Nadi leaves. It makes me think that the rishis who wrote these leaves may have also known about places like this. They say that this place was impossible to build with the technology of the time. It's all made of granite, and the capstone at the top of the temple weighs over 80 tons, and legends say that the ancients used magic mantras to levitate it into place. Still can't help but marvel at the way these ancient sages seem to know so much about me and about the world itself today. What incredible insights, clairvoyance, intuition, what can you call it? They had a divine knowledge that is still influencing the world today. Back on the road again? Let's hope there's a service station.
some more tea. Maybe I can get a loyalty card.
And I'll have some of your best cuisine to go, please.
Another journey, another garage.
I'd like to think that although everybody can't do this journey, that some of you might get inspiration from what I've seen and tried to do, and maybe find a way to sort of improve our lives and become better people, and open our thoughts to the idea that, you know, some of these things in the East are not that remote from us. They are talking about the souls of all of us, and that magic's not dead, that spirituality is still alive in this world.
There is actually one more last remedy to perform, and I have a feeling that this is going to be one of the most emotionally testing experiences. This is a hospice that's mainly for mentally and physically challenged children, and I know that they keep things on a shoestring. My last astrological prescribed remedy is to feed them.
Yeah, that's good.
Doing this makes me think of Jane back home. For 7 years, she was a psychiatric nurse for children and did lots of work like this. It's kind of a strange coincidence. I'm thinking of my own children and grandchildren. What lessons we can learn from these shining eyes. How I'd love it if there were more people in my profession, that is astrologers, psychics and mediums, were to be less concerned about money and kudos, but actually use some of the proceeds from their spiritual work to help people.
ஒன்றும் இல்லை கிரேப் இங்கிலாந்து நாட்டுக்காரர் நமக்கு உணவு கொடுக்குறாரு. அப்படி பிள்ளைங்கள தமிழில் சொன்னாலும் இதை அப்படியே போய்ட்டு அவர் அங்கே நம்ம தமிழ் ஆட்கள் 5 பேர் வச்சுருக்காங்க. ஆமாம், தமிழ்லேயே சொல்லுங்கள்.
Feeding people works on 2 levels. On the one level, of course, a person is helped and good is being done. But on another level, from a personal sense, that person is projecting to you positive, happy thoughts. And by doing that, they're helping you, or me in this case, to change my own karma. This is what the remedy is. It's the projection of consciousness, the way our thoughts can change the world around us. Thoughts are things, they're not just stuck inside our head, they actually go out from ourselves.
And when you do something good to somebody, such as feed them or do something positive, their thoughts are projected towards you in a positive way, which helps you to become more animated by positivity and actually clears your negative karma. I've now been asked to open the new Nadi Centre. They treat me like family. They have good hearts that shows in their smiles.
Thank you.
10 days, It's changed.
This is a brace vessel. That yes. Can take some video inside. If you want.
Poor people from the village have been invited to an alfresco dining on the rooftop. If you want to clear your own path, then there is nothing better than to physically put food on a poor person's plate. It's also very, very easy. Just get out there and do it. And even if you think that all this astrology is just a load of hocus pocus, you can't deny that this path we are following here is helping the world. Okay, I'm here now to do the opening of the new Shiva Nadi Centre. These are the people that did my leaves originally, and it's a great honour to be doing this really, because when I first consulted the Nadi, I wanted to find a way that I could do my mediumistic and my spiritual work free of charge. And it's kind of worked out really, because this is what the Nadi people are doing. We're doing it for free. There's no hidden, there's no upsell or anything like that. This is done for free to help people. And even here, people are being fed as I speak. And we're going to do a wonderful opening, and I'm really looking forward to this. I pass through the auspicious banana tree gate that they've made specially for this occasion and take the scissors. I now open the puja area where the prayers are given.
Declare this Nadi Centre open for the benefit of all.
My hope is that just as some of the Nadi readers are trying to counteract the rip-off merchants in their industry, so too I may be able to set an example to Western astrologers, psychics and mediums to clean up our act. It's okay to earn a living, but also try to put a bit back and encourage your clients to join in the charitable work too. In this way, we all clear the karma and have more fortunate lives.
Yes, ready? Shall I say something? Yes. Yeah. May this thrive and may it help everybody, and may it prosper all, and may people find themselves, their fortunes, their destiny, and find their divine self. Yeah, right leg.
ओम चंद्रनाय नमः ओम गुरुवाय नमः ओम वेल्लियाय नमः ओम शनियाय नमः ओम राघवे नमः ओम केतवे नमः ओम
As a final honour, Mr. Prakash is going to give me some lessons in reading the Nadi leaves. You don't have to be clairvoyant to do this, as it's simply a matter of reading the predictions and remedies that were written in these leaves thousands of years ago. Carbon dating shows the leaves to be about 500 years old, but the claim is that they have been copied and recopied hundreds of times over many thousands of years. He chants the Tamil text of the leaves and they're translated. Listen carefully, this randomly selected leaf could be yours.
Parents are alive.
Yes.
இவங்க கிடையாது பொதுவா இது பொதுவான ஒரு ஆளோட
It is common. We are telling it
இது
common.
உங்களோடது கிடையாது
Whatever
வேற ஒருத்தர் வருது
whatever we are telling to the clients
Yes.
while reading, that is to be done here
Okay.
as a demo.
Okay.
like A E I அறிந்தடவே இவன் நாமம் இலோனா என்றழைக்க. Your second name is Ilona.
Second name is Ilona. First husband is separated.
அறிவிக்க அவன் வழியில் சேயாளும் ஈராய் சொல்ல.
There is two.
The Nadi palm leaves are all based around astrology, and they tell you information about yourself, and based upon what you've done in past lives determines what will happen to you now and in the future. And of course, we're not going to be stuck with a bad karma. The idea of the leaves is that through a remedy we can change the bad karma, make it less, and up and increase the good karma by doing various good actions and spiritual ritual. When a person consults the Nadi leaves, if they're unable to come and do the rituals, they can have someone else do them by proxy. So a feeding can be done, or the temple rituals can be done by somebody else. But it's far more powerful and far more meaningful to a person if they actually come here and do it themselves. And even though for me it's been a hard and long journey and a hard trip across some very rural areas of India, I think it's really worth it to actually get out there and do it yourself. The physical journey's over, and now I'm reflecting on the inner journey that's happened to me, the changes that have taken place in my soul. As a typical Westerner visiting India, I feel conscious that I have come from a country of great materialism and comforts, where spirituality has been lost and is now replaced by rampant rationality. If India's temples crumbled to dust and its teachings were ever lost, how poorer still would the world become? The writing is on the wall. We all know that the world is heading towards catastrophe if we do not change our ways. And perhaps these Nadi teachings are there to help us to put a brake on materialism and to rediscover a spiritual heritage that's there for everyone, no matter what your religion or nationality. The Promethean fires still burn, and the lost knowledge of the ancients is still there for us to discover. Treading where holy men have walked reminds me that this has been an inner journey. My destiny has been predicted, and I have been helped by the astrologers and their teachings to understand better the reason I have been placed upon this earth. The teachings are as old as the hills. The oracle that inspired me is thousands of years old, and yet there is nothing really new. It's the same journey we take now as the ancients had to take. We just need to have the courage to open into the divinity within us. In every face I see is a little of that divine light that India's teachings take us towards. Spiritual teachings are not just something remote, but are anchored in everyday life, in the things we do. There can be worship even in the simplest of work. We are all evolving, not just as physical beings, but spiritually too. The teachings tell us that our soul has evolved from animal into human, and our time on earth now, in human form, is an opportunity to become fully awakened. And that's why so many take to the spiritual path, touch the feet of gurus and seek the solace of meditation. I have thrown myself into mystic India and undertaken rituals that many would find perplexing. I have had the blessings of the gods and of holy people and holy places, and have done many rituals to open the path that the oracle predicts will happen. Some of this has been a cultural shock, but I feel that it is leading me to the light. My adventure has taken me thousands of miles across India, and I have enjoyed places that few Westerners visit. But it has taught me also the importance of charity. As we give to others, their good thoughts projected towards us help us to evolve too. It's a win-win situation. And of course, helping others is part of the Christian message too, and the Muslim message, and the Buddhist and Jewish message. I think I have learned that there is not much difference between it all. It's an adventure doing spiritual things, and when people get really helped and you see their lives quickly changed, it opens your heart wide. Will all these strange astrological remedies change things? I have done the rituals, and I have burnt the karma. I have thrown the past into the flames. I have taken my journey and explored my soul. I have cut the ties with my karma, and now a new destiny awaits. India's just the start. Indian culture believes that it goes back 10,000 years to an ancient lost knowledge, and that same lost knowledge is in other cultures, other religions, other beliefs. So come with me on my next adventure.
Well, there you go. That's the show, Mystic Journey to India, and I do hope you enjoyed that today. And do share it, do give it a thumbs up, please, guys, and do follow the channel because it all helps. And there's a little hype button down there too. Give it a hype, and let's hear your comments as well. And if you did enjoy it a lot, you know, I've got 2 books. I've got Messages from the Universe, which I wrote all about my initial experiences of the Nadi, in which I explain it in a lot more detail. You can also read in there a lot of the stories about my work with mediumship, the work with Princess Diana and things like that. And also, I wrote a book about the show as well called Mystic Journey to India. Same as the title of the movie, which you can also see on Amazon Prime as well if you want to see an uninterrupted version of it. So yeah, have a look at that. You can explore a bit more some of the things that are behind this. Those books are available on Amazon, and they're also in the link of the description on my website at psychics.co.uk. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And like I say, please join us on the Patreon pages, and which we can talk about these things a lot more. And I've been sharing a lot of discussions recently with people who have also had Nadi readings, people who I've pointed in that direction, who've also had their minds blown by this. But always be careful what you look for on the internet with this, because there's also a lot of fakes out there. I did mention it in the TV show, but it's very important that you're very, very careful. I've got some links in the description below as well, where you can find someone decent if you want to contact me about it. Anyway, see you all again soon. Thank you very much for joining us, and see you next time. Bye for now.